Hello, hello. Okay, just wanted to make sure my mic was on this time, unlike last time. So, today I'm super excited. We have so many fun topics related to like Shark Week, and then we're also going to talk about Andrew Schulz and the Nelk boys, and then, of course, Drake clowning on an interview, which was just amazing. So, my name is Taylor D. Lewis, and I am the founder of Launch House Co., which is a web design, email design, and WordPress website maintenance agency of one. And I'm super excited to get started with our podcast, Gray Area Design Podcast, and this is episode 2. So let's just get right into our design time for today. I'm super excited to show off this design and how to create it. And I'm actually the designer of this one, so it'll be super fun. And let's just head right in. So, this is what we will be designing today. We're going to do the Christmas tree one on the right, but I wanted to kind of show you 2 different ways that you can use these designs. And this can be used for like Pinterest pins, social media graphics. It can even be used in your email campaigns. These were built for email campaigns, but you can use your products or maybe affiliate products to create really, really, really fun shapes for social media to kind of give your designs just a little bit more pow when you are designing. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll pull up Canva and then have our design over on the side here. All right, let me see if I can edit and put my face down at the bottom just so you can kind of see more of the canvas stuff. Okay, I think that works. Let me make my head smaller. Yeah, I think that's better. There we go. Okay, awesome sauce. So the first thing I want to do is grab the background. So from here, we'll just head into Elements and search for green, gold, Christmas background. So I created this for a campaign last year. This client did something with, they did like a roundup gift guide every year of a bunch of different products. And it was really cool. And so they essentially like sent me all the products that they were going to put in their holiday gift guide. And essentially it was like, can you figure out like a cute way to put this all together? And so this was what I came up with to do that. So right now, the image is a little bit too big for the way that I want it. So I am just going to create kind of like a bridge or connection so they look like one image. And just by cropping out the portion of it until we get a nice line. So we'll start there and then adjust it as we go. So what I like to do is find like an element of the shape. So we'll type in Christmas tree for this example, just so we can easily get the shape that we're kind of going for. Maybe we can try to do this one. Mine does have a little bit less edges, so if I do use this one, we'll probably end up having a little bit more edge to ours. So maybe we'll do something like this. All right, so then you would want to upload all of the images of the products that you're going to be using, whether that's yours or an affiliate product. So I believe I still have these in my thing. Let's see. Don't snoop in my image gallery. We've got all kinds of good stuff in here. Actually, maybe we'll just use these products. All right, we'll use these ones. If you can't tell, I'm absolutely obsessed with Glow Recipe. They are one of my absolute favorite brands, and I am manifesting working with them. So I practice. So at the top, you kind of want to have one of the products that has a tip point like this one does. You can see here I put a crystal up there just because Christmas tree or any tree, really, not any tree, but a lot of trees have the points at the top, and that's kind of what makes them recognizable as a certain tree. So we do want to make sure to have a nice pointy one there. And then I'm just going to remove the background from all these images. Sorry, I forgot to set my timer, so I'm not sitting here designing for hours. Okay, we have our 20-minute timer for this set of design. And then you're just going to kind of move around. And don't worry about trying to make them perfect. Right now, we're literally just placing. So we're using the outline of the shape, and we're just kind of placing images. You're going to make them a lot better and a lot more in line as you kind of finish your tree, right? So I did 1, 2, this one I might do 3, 4, so on and so forth. Let's add this one. Oh, snap, Ola. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going here. Let's do this one. Oh, yeah, we did with the peach. Okay. Let's do this one next. In my newsletter that I send out like every week, essentially, although I'll be honest, I haven't done it lately. There's a section in my newsletter where like I show products that like I absolutely love and die for, and so that's why I have all of these photos. They're products that I use right now. And oh, see, so this one's not going to work. That's okay. We have products for days, people. Oh, I actually have these. Oh, they're not on my desk anymore. They must be in the bathroom. But I actually have these cards, and they're really fun. They're fun to play around with. They have like little mindfulness activities that you should do just to kind of bring some lightheartedness and fun to your self-care. All right, let's find. Okay, there's another one. I do have this gratitude journal. on my desk. See it right here. This one's cute too. It has like morning meditation, what your focus is for the day, an affirmation for the day, what you're grateful for, anything that you're excited about, and then how you'll make space for gratitude. That's like your morning thing. And then your evening is all about reflection. So good things that happened that day, things that you did to make a positive difference, how you felt, some notes, and then a positive thought to carry you to sleep. This is a super cute journal. So if you're looking for a journal, not sponsored, you can find it on Amazon. Oh, this one's really good too, but it has too much going on. So I'm just gonna keep looking for some more products that we can use. Okay, here's some. This little white thing is so ugly. Let's do a different one. So again, in the beginning, it's not really about your placements or anything like that. You're really just trying to get the structure and the layout. And then in the end, once you have everything placed, you then go back in and make everything really pretty and tighten everything up to really give you that Christmas tree look or holiday tree. Mm-hmm. Okay. I love candles. Candles are like my absolute favorite. Okay. We're getting there. Our tree, the placement of everything's almost done. And this doesn't take that long, you know, to like get your tree all together. And then, for example, like if this was an email, you might, you know, underneath the hero image, create like a block for each product to learn all about them. Like for glow recipes, since we have like 4 or 5 products, we might just do an email section that just talks about glow recipe as a whole, instead of maybe talking about like each individual one. You don't want your emails to be too long. I mean, unless the content is just that great. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll do one more. All right, so I think with that, let's see if we can find any more products we want to use. But I don't think so. Oh, here's some. Okay, yeah, let's add an essential oil in here. By Vibrant Blue Oils. They're a really good essential oil brand if you are into essential oils. Okay, and then we'll just figure out how to add that. So now, do we have anything that we can use? We could probably use this as like, yeah. So then you want to figure out, with all the products that you have, which one's going to be the best for like the tree stem, right? So I'm thinking this one. Oh, that's a little too fat. Maybe like that. So we'll use that there. And then now we can go in and kind of flesh everything out and make sure it looks nice and pretty and everything's aligned. I also want to get this cute little sparkly tree in the back. So let's try gold sparkle dust. Let's see if we get something that's kind of I think this is it. And then you'll just kind of position it. And I believe I cut some of it out just so it wasn't such a hot mess of just glitter everywhere. Because let's be, you still want it to look like an S. Just a little. Okay, we'll start there. And then let's put it in. So this goes all the way to the back for sure. I don't crop it necessarily. Position to back. Oh, well, not all the way, because we do want the green to be in front. So we'll just, there we go. Forward one. See, we're getting there. We are absolutely getting there. So I'm just going to move that. And let's move this out and see how our tree is looking. All right, kind of move everything else to make room. I kind of like the idea of maybe having the books here. Even though this is a shower thing, but that's okay. I'm actually going to crop that part out just because it's so small that I don't think you actually need it. Let's make it match the rest of the books. Okay. Okay. Perfect. And now let's start thinking about what we want on our next row. Maybe we'll do something like this. You do need this to be out a little bit more, right? Because trees do tend to be a little bit more top heavy as they go down. Man, these little gummy things make it hard to kind of place them, huh? Maybe we'll put those at the end. Yeah, that looks good. And maybe we'll do the same thing with this one and cut out this. There we go. Oh, just a little bit more. Okay. All right. It has been 20 minutes. So now let's go on to our business bits part of our podcast today. Give me just a second and we will get all of that rolling. All right. So for today, I kind of wanted to cover a few different things during business bits, with the topic being AI for content. So I wanted to kind of show ways that you can use ChatGPT specifically to help you create your blog posts, your social media posts, and your email content, right? So I am going to show a couple ideas. Let's see. That I have. Let's do this one. So an example with ChatGPT, I know a lot of people struggle with getting good information out of it, right? So here are some ways that you could do that to get some good output out of ChatGPT. It's all about the input. ChatGPT can only give you good information based off the information that you provide it. So provide as much detail as possible about your business in the very, very beginning, before you even ask it to for blog posts or social media posts or creating email content. There's the setup to get great information out of it. It does take some time, I'm not going to lie, but once you kind of get it down, then it will save you so much time in your business to get all of this stuff out. And so here's an example of an input that I gave. Now, for this particular input, I didn't have a lot of information to give it. So I just gave it as much information as I possibly could, and then just tried to work within what we had, right? So I gave it a candle business as a idea, and then broke down some things about it. So it's a veteran women-owned business that started from the love of candles. I gave some details about why candles are so great to use, what scents she likes, and essentially this is like why this person decided to start a business, right? And then we went from there. And then so I just saw what ChatGPT then stated about it and made sure that I agreed with whatever it was saying. From there, it said, okay, so we need to create amazing product descriptions for each candle. I'm going to provide the name of the candles and the scents, and then you will create a sentence or two that allows the customer to create an experience in their head based on the candle scent. So I didn't just hop right in and just say, create product descriptions for a candle, right? I gave it information. I started at the top, what the business is about, what it needs, and some things to help it kind of write the description. And then I even provided more details. So I said, we need to create amazing product descriptions, right? And this is going to be for each candle. I'm going to give you the name so you can then make a better decision about what the candle should be about and the scents that are included. And I want you to create only a sentence or two, because it will write forever sometimes. And I'm a less is more kind of girl when it comes to copy specifically. I'm very dramatic. Don't get me wrong. I'm a dramatic human being. When it comes to copy, less is more, in my opinion. So then it says, okay, absolutely. And it lets me know that it understands exactly what I'm asking, right? So I gave the names of the candles, what the notes of the candles are, each and every single one. And so then it spits out product descriptions for me, right? Now, these are not the product descriptions that I ended up creating, but these are a wonderful starting point if you just are having like writer's block and can't figure out where to go from here, and writing is not your strong suit. This really helped me to get a good starting point, and then from there move into what I really wanted these to be, but they were great templates. So, it said for lavender falls, begin with the refreshing notes of citrus, apple, apricot, lavender, cascading into the tranquil heart of ozone, magnolia, and bamboo. This aromatic journey ends on the warm, comforting notes of sandalwood, cedar, powder, and eucalyptus, reminiscent of a beautiful waterfall. So, these were good, but I didn't ask for them to just spit out some words with the notes, right? I wanted a journey. And so I decided, okay, let's just do one at a time instead. And so I gave it 1, and it said, infuse your space with the energizing blend. The heart unfolds into delightful harmony. And then we just kind of keep going all the way down. And then I said at the very end, do them again, but more visual experience and less fragrance. So I liked where it was going, but I really wanted to take people on a journey. I didn't want them to visualize the fragrance, if that makes sense. So I wanted more of a visual experience. So they went from, his paradise. Let's see, what did it create? So this bold blend of bergamot, citrus, and ozone top notes give way to a heart of relaxing lavender and spicy undertones. The grounding base notes of musk, amber, and wood transport you to a paradise of your own, a perfect escape for the discerning man, which is great. It's a great product description, but I personally wanted to take people on a journey. I didn't want to talk about the fragrance. So it then came back and adjusted it to be more focused on creating more of a visual experience for the customers. And so now it says a candle that takes you on an afternoon getaway to a secret island. Imagine basking in the sun while the smell of the salty sea air and warm wood from the trees fills the atmosphere. So this is what I was looking for. I wanted to create a visual journey of where this candle will take you when you smell it. And so it does this for all of them, right? The lavender falls then turns into, this candle encapsulates a morning stroll through a calming lavender field with a gentle waterfall cascading nearby. Each note is a soothing embrace reminiscent of nature's tranquility. And it was great. It got it the second time around. I gave it more information, provided it feedback, and then adjusted these descriptions to be exactly what I was looking for, and then was able to get them approved. But it did take some finagling, right? And so this is kind of shows you when it comes to AI, there's some work that needs to be involved. But I never would have been able to create these blog posts, or not these blog posts, but these product descriptions without the help of ChatGPT. So if we go down, let's see if I have some. Okay. Here is some blog posts. So we'll just go back all the way to the top. You can see how long I've been training it for some businesses. So here's one where I said I own a business where I'm the only employee called Launch Us Co. I developed the strategy and creative needed for your online business to have unforgettable launches that your audience will love. Please keep this in mind. I'm going to provide you with 3 buyer personas you will need to keep in mind going forward. So I gave them ChatGPT, the buyer personas, and all the information. So they have the demographics, the interests, behavior patterns, pain points, motivations. And I did this for all 3 of my buyer personas. And then I said, okay, please only keep the ones that I gave you in mind. And then I gave a 3rd one. And then I just said, remember those going forward. So I said, please write a script for Facebook Live titled How to Stay on Brand Easily that eventually sells the watcher from my free comprehensive brand strategy, brand style guide template for Canva. Keep the tone fun and creative. Write it in an engaging way that the 3 buyer personas will love. So every step of the way, I'm providing detailed instructions of what I'm looking for, right? I'm not just saying, hey, write a script for Facebook Live. This is what it's titled. I'm telling it exactly what I'm looking for, what the outcome of what I'm wanting ChatGPT to do. And this is really where the magic happens. So again, let's break it down into the ask. So please write a script for Facebook Live. First ask, right? It's titled, and I do that so it knows what I'm asking for and then what I want it to do. So eventually it should sell the watcher to get the template that I created for Canva that goes with this, how to stay on brand. And then the tone, I want it to be fun and creative, and then make sure that it's engaging so that people will actually want to watch it. And so it ends up creating a script for me that is great. I end up saying, can you provide more details for each bullet point? This talk should be around 10 minutes. And then it also makes sure to include an introduction to me and my brand. So I noticed with the script, it didn't include anything really about me or what we were doing there. And so I made sure that in the next ask, I said, build upon what you've already done and add more information based on what I was needing, you know? And that just makes it a lot easier for ChatGPT to give you information. So then it starts telling me how long each section will going to take, which is cool. I didn't ask it to do that, but it did it for me. So that was awesome. So I didn't like the tone of how it was going. So I then said, okay, can you rewrite it in the tone of a bunch of girls hanging out at a wine bar together, which tends to be the tone of writing that I like to use. So it rewrites it in that tone. And then again, I want it to expand on the bullet points more. So I want it to be even longer. And then I also want to include actionable items because I want people to be able to watch a tutorial and have actionable steps on how to move forward in their business. And so it ends up adding in all of these actionable steps here, like choose your brand color, choose your fonts, choose your imagery, and then more actionable steps, which was just amazing. So I asked it stopped here. So I was like, oh, can you just continue writing? So then it continues it. So next is an Instagram live script, right? And so this one, I kind of do the same thing. I give it a lot of information, the why of the story, and some other things about it. So then it writes a script based off the story that I have already in my back pocket about my business and why I kind of started it. So then it took that and it created an entire script. And I actually ended up using a very close script to this when I did launch House Co. So that was kind of cool. It really helped. It really got the tone of how I like to talk, and I like to cuss just a little sometimes. So it put in a curse word, which was super fun. I thought that was cute. And so here's an example of writing a blog post, right? So one thing I want you to keep in mind, each chat holds all of the information that you've given it up into that point. And so now I don't have to go into detail about my business every single time I ask it to do something. And this particular chat, it's holding all that information. So now I only have to say, please write an extremely long, I like long blog posts, and actionable, because I've learned, okay, I want things to be actionable. ChatGPT doesn't know that. So I'm going to ask it to do that every time now. And then this is what it's titled so that it can know what to write about, essentially, right? And then that will relate to the buyer personas provided in a fun and engaging tone. So I'm saying, hey, make sure to look back at what I've given you previously and write a blog post that will work from my target audience, and make sure that it's something that they will find valuable and that they would love to read. And so it does. It ends up writing a ton of content for my blog post. I needed more, so I say continue writing because it stopped writing. And then I say, in a storytelling style, write a relatable scenario in the second person about the blog article that will be used as the introduction of the blog post. Because people like to connect to people, right? So you want to make sure that, this is just a side note on blogs. But if you use your introduction as like a storytelling that leads into the topic of the post, it just makes it more fun and engaging. And I've found some success with using this method of your blog post where it's like story as the introduction and then breaks down into the actual article itself. So it writes a story, and then I say, please expand in the same tone for the same buyer personas each section for the article. So it says define your vision. So for Maria, which is one of my buyer personas, this is tailored for what she will need for defining her vision, because at each stage of your business, the way you define things is going to be quite different. So I wanted to make sure that it was important for each person and not just, maybe the solo entrepreneur and maybe like the mid-sized business owner. And so it breaks down for each three of them for me. And then, let's continue expanding. So I just had to expand and expand each time until I finally got a blog post that was what I was looking for, right? So there's even certain sections that I needed assistance with to expand it. So I was like, okay, please expand like this particular section, right? So we can see if we go to my site, and go down. So goal setting. So this is the post that ended up going. So you see here is, the introduction of the story that I ended up using. And then you can see that I made sure to expand on every section and make sure that it was actionable. I also write and edit the blog posts and check for plagiarism and all this other stuff that goes into it. But I make sure that each blog post has a ton of content. And with using ChatGPT, it really helps, because then you're able to take all this information that you've built into your blog articles and then use them for social media posts as well, because they're already set up that way. It's like, break your goals into smaller tasks. It's like, okay, here's 5 ways to do that. Boom, there's a social media post right there. And it just keeps going. It's so long. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So once you're finished, expanding it, making it actionable, making sure that you like it, I even said provide some examples so people could have some examples of what SMART goals were. Provide some more. Just keep going here. And then we're done with that on like how, right? So once you have it expanded, you have it continually adding on, giving examples, creating actual steps for people that are your personas. You then after this, I put mine into Grammarly. I adjust all the grammar to make sure that it's what I like. And then I start writing it for myself. So I build a template, right? Off of all this information it gives me, I then build that template out in Grammarly. And then I go through and edit it for how I talk, things that I would say, or take things out that just don't make sense. And then after I finish writing it, I run it through a plagiarism checker, make sure everything is good to go. And then it's posted, and I add in some images per section to make it more easy to read. And that's it. That's how I use AI to help me create blog posts, right? Now, let's see if we can find some social media posts. I spend so much time in here. I have no idea. Let's see. Maybe we have some in here. This is more blogs. Let's see if we can do Instagram. Okay. So let's start. So at the very top, what did we do for this one? So I just said create 13 product launch videos. All right, let's go down. So I then start feeding it information, right? So I'm starting to train it itself. So I said, the best ways to grow a social media audience, right? I'm not asking this information for me. I'm asking this information so ChatGPT will have it in its database when I start asking questions. So what are the best ways to grow? It gives me a ton of different information. And then I said, okay, so how do you grow it fast? It produces a ton of information. How do you go viral, right? Because I want it to also start creating viral content. So I want it to name the ways to do that. Then what and how do you create high quality content? So it lists the name set. And we go down. This is all just random questions. Okay, let's go to the first Instagram. Okay, so, oh, I went the wrong way. Hold on, don't mind me. All right, so then I start getting into the actual work of it, right? Oh no. Okay, so I gave it the buyer personas again, right? And then from there, I say, make sure to create some Instagram strategies based off our buyer personas. So you really want to lock in your buyer personas because you want all of your content to be around what's going to help them and connect to them. So it lists the strategies for each person. And then I said, okay, based off the buyer personas, now create an Instagram reel strategy. It creates an Instagram reel strategy. And then I said, based on the 3 buyer personas, now it has all of this data that I've told it or asked it to remember about, like, what's viral content? How do you engage with your audience? It has all of this data to create really good content. And I've also given it buyer personas so it can have something to actually build out a strategy. So then it starts and it gives me a month worth of content ideas for each buyer persona. And then I said, okay, what are some great content pillars that will attract each persona? So now that I know what content to create, I then say, can you provide an Instagram reel caption about buyer personas relating to why they should reach out to like 5 business owners to have come to learn products or services to network in a fun and engaging tone that will attract them to like and save the reel, right? So it gives some examples of some reel captions, and then I said, why should they? And then I say, please add more detail as to why they should not have and how to do it. So it then provides more detail about, why they should do particular things to network with other businesses. And this is all about a reel caption. So that gives me a revised Instagram reel caption that's fun and engaging. And then I say, okay, write another one. It writes another one, and then write 5 more. Write more. And so this is how I use ChatGPT for social media. I give it a ton of information and then slowly start asking questions. I'm like, okay, go ahead and build up this strategy. Okay, now it's time to implement the strategy. It's super helpful when you do it this way. So let's see if I have any for email. This one. Okay, here's one. So I say you're an A+ persuade. This is the prompt where I'm asking it to do something, right? So you are A+ persuasive copywriter. So I'm giving it the frame of mind it needs to be in. And then I say, I need to email my old email subscribers who follow me under a personal brand. The business designs websites and sells website templates. The tone for this business is cute and conversational while using a lot of nature puns, and then make sure it's in first person. So I wanted to know how to write these things, right? And like what the tone should be. What are some unique things about the business? So like this one, it uses nature puns. And then what I want the email to do and what action I want them to take, right? And then so I say, also talk about the business, which is the launch of a new business, which is tomorrow, and we're doing the digital scavenger hunt. And then I provide the detail of the digital scavenger hunt. So then it produces a email based off the information that I provided, right? And then it had so many nature puns that I was like, can you tone it down? Like, there's too much going on here. So it does end up toning down the nature puns quite a bit. And then I was like, okay, create another email for tomorrow morning, reminding them to attend the digital scavenger hunt. So what I'm doing is I'm creating an email sequence here. So here's the first one. All right, now send another one where they need to be reminded about the email. And then write another one for 30 minutes before the scavenger hunt, right? So then it goes and it writes scavenger hunt 30 minutes before. So then the more information that you're giving it, and if you ask it things in a sequence, it does really, really well at that. So you're like, okay, write this first email. Great. Write the second email. Perfect. Write this third email. So you want to kind of break things up into sections, because if you give it too much information, just like us, it gets lost. So it's really good if you break things up. Like maybe ask, create 15 subject lines for email 1. Perfect. Okay, now write 15 email subject lines for email 2. And that will really help to make the ChatGPT give you all that information in a way that actually makes sense to you. And that is it for our business bits this week. Let's hop back into designing for a little bit, and then we'll get into our Queen Petty internet drama for Tuesday. All right, let's share screen. Awesome. Okay, so if I remember correctly, where we left off was reorganizing. Right. So this little guy. So I actually want to center these. Yeah, like that. All right. So now let's do the last row, which it turns out we might actually need more products. Yeah, we do. We need a few more. So let's go hunting for a few more products. Let's see what we have for my uploads. Oh my gosh. Okay, side note. I'm sorry. I know this is design time, but this is the cake that I had designed from this bakery called Butter Cake Shop in LA. And they are just the best bakers ever. Like, this cake is so gorgeous. These are like little pearls, and I think these were molding chocolate. And then this was marbled, and they did like the gray or silver like touches to the top. Oh, so beautiful. I love them. It's Butter Cake Shop in LA. They're just amazing. All right, I think we're running out of products. So let's see, what else do we have all the way down here? All right, I guess we'll just use that over there. Beep. I feel like I had a bunch somewhere. We use these ones. Oh, I guess we can use this one. All right. So remove the background and see what we get. This one might be a little challenging. Oh no, it worked. Okay, cool. I was thinking because this one has white, but it worked. Okay. I need to get rid of the crystals. That. You can see where the other ones were. It's like, here it is. Okay. Then let's do. I think the blender might not work. There. Maybe another book. Oh no, not that one. All right. All right. Maybe we can, yeah, we'll just use these. So with this image, I just slice out all of the products in this. So we'll just use these. This, put it there. Put this. All Ooh. Let's see. I think these need to move up a little bit more. Just a little bit tighter. And let's move that way. See, so this one's looking kind of funky. It's kind of ruining the tree vibe, you know? So let's get rid of this. Let's see what it looks like if we just... That may work. Okay. Because it has to be about there. So maybe we'll use one more of these. Oh, this one will work. All right, and let's provide some separation between everything. Again, we want to make sure it's all centered. Maybe we'll get rid of you and put this over there instead. We're getting there. I think it's the turmeric that's throwing everything off. So let's maybe if we make that smaller. There we go. That's better. And then this, let me just get that a little bit closer. And then now we should be able to move all of this kind of up more. Let's make this a little bit smaller. I think if we move this here, and then maybe we can put this over here. Maybe swap. That looks better. Nice and centered. And then we'll make sure our last one is centered. There we go. And then possibly we might even be able to put something really, really, really small right where the oil is, right here, just to fill up that space. So let's put this little crystal right there, and then we can drop this down just a little bit more. Okay, and then make this just a little bit smaller. But and now we have a Christmas tree. It's not bad. Not bad at all. We didn't spend much time on it. So the next thing I want to do is I made them bigger. So of course, if this was client work, we'd spend a ton more time, right? Making sure that everything connected and everything was perfect. But we're really just doing this for practice and fun and to show you how. So the goal is not perfection. Not today. You know, we're goofing and gaffing and designing. So we're going to group all that together so we can move everything around like that. And now we'll just write, you know, a holiday gift guide. And then let's do gold. Might be easier just to create it, you know? Sometimes you get lucky. Maybe if we do it this way, holiday, and then let's see if this produces anything. Maybe we'll add holiday words. Nope. All right, so we'll just write it. So we're gonna do this one. So we want this to be gold. A little bit more yellow than that, you think? Yeah, that could work. This one. Let's be a little bit more yellow. So let's, yeah, there we go. We'll just do something like something more like that. And then this we want white. And let's see if we can find any fun fonts here. This one's kind of fun. Oh, I like this. Okay, so we'll use this one. Holiday this one. This guide. Cap lock on. So maybe they did an effect that transforms it. We'll just do. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, this gift guide is so dramatic. All right, so we're gonna go to position, layers. I'm gonna do it that way. That, and then we'll move you up a little bit. Make sure it's nice and centered. And then move you up. Just so we have more room. Oh, not that much. Okay, and then we have a button. So we'll go back to our elements. I just need a rectangle, really. Works. And we'll just use the same font for our shop now. Oh, definitely have a caps lock. But we'll just make it a little bit smaller text. So that's grouped. Do you want to change this to more of like salmon color? Okay. And then make this a little bit smaller. Bring this up. That a little bit more up. And maybe put this. Fix that out. And then boom. So let's go ahead and export this so we can see. And so here are two different versions of the holiday gift guide design, and how I was able to do this design was, I took the shape that I wanted to create, and then I used that as the kind of base layout. And then I just traced the shape with all the products. And you can do this with your own products or, other people's products, whatever you want to do. But this can be used like for a Halloween if you want to do a pumpkin shape. Like there's just so many ways to use this style or type of design in your business. All right, that's it for design. Let's get to our last segment today, which is my favorite, Queen Patty. And then we'll wrap it up because I have a client call at 2 p.m. and it is now 1:13 p.m. So give me a second and we will set it up. All right. So let me share the screen. So I'm really excited about this because for those of us who refuse and don't mess around with cable, this is where I want to show you where to get content for Shark Week, right? So Shark Week is back. It's all over Twitter. Everyone is going nuts over how awesome it is. And I love sharks. Sharks are some of my favorite creatures, but I'm not about to like get cable to watch the Discovery Channel and all this fun stuff. So I found that National Geographic is live streaming shark content for Shark Week, and they're calling it Shark Fest. So I am going to leave this link below so you can see the Shark Week, Shark Fest that National Geographic has.
Samples and took measurements, and all of that goes to our understanding of tiger sharks and other species of sharks as well.
And then we can release it.
24/7 for Shark Week. You have unlimited content of Sharky Sharks. And I'm so excited.
She's coming.
Like, there is nothing better than watching sharks. Just existing, living, seeing where the research has gotten us up to since last year.
We should get out of here. Yeah, I don't see getting a camera tag out.
I think we just call it for today.
Yeah, let's call it.
No. We still got one more. The line's coming up. Looks like there's something there. Who's moving all over the place?
Are we going to get to see another shark?
Did you see full body out?
No, I just saw a splash.
Okay.
Flash.
Oh, it's for real.
And that could be a big hammerhead.
Oh, yeah?
Hammerheads look so freaking dopey.
Hello, Dolly. She's swimming. She's swimming. She's swimming.
Hey. There we go.
3.
3.
You good? Is it still on?
I don't think there's anything on here.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Something I want to say about National Geographic's
No more tension. I think it's on.
branding
Shoot.
is like it's literally just a yellow square,
Yeah, no bait.
right? The logo
And
in the right-hand corner at the bottom, and you know it's National Geographic.
That was a big.
Just a yellow square,
Straight
like
and snapped.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
that is a
That's some
logo and
serious
branding
pressure.
done
Man, I haven't seen
so
that.
well.
We were bringing the line. We clearly had a shark on the end of the line. The line was going up to the surface. which
Oh, they
often what
lost
hammerheads do when
it.
they get hooked up.
No.
So I got to say I was pretty hopeful that time, but unfortunately, whatever was on there snapped and straightened the hook. There's probably something really big on the end of that.
Yeah, that was gonna be a huge shark. Oh my gosh!
Well,
That was a beast. That was the one.
I am so
But
happy
it's a decent size stainless steel hook,
that
so it takes
National
a pretty big
Geographic is
animal
live
to be able to
streaming
straighten
shark
it out and to
content for
snap
Shark
it.
Week for free on YouTube. This
That
is
was the last one.
so fun.
We had it until we didn't.
we're gonna have to keep this. Even if
We had it until we
Appreciate
didn't.
that.
Yeah.
It's a maybe.
Yeah, right.
So at the end of the day, we didn't catch the hammerheads that we were looking for, but honestly, that's the way that fieldwork goes.
These are not animals that are hugely abundant,
Yeah.
so it's always a numbers game whether or not you're going to catch one.
I mean, no doubt this is a sharky place. It's just if they're not going to beat
It's a
the
sharky
tigers and the
place.
nurses to the punch and take the bait, we're not going to get them.
It's going to be a question of effort and luck.
Well, we put in the effort today. We just didn't have any of the luck.
Yeah.
While the team came up empty-handed in Florida, their quest to find the largest great hammerhead isn't over just yet.
So we actually got some interesting intel from the Bimini Shark Lab, the place where I
So, free Shark Fest content. National Geographic. I'm going to have the link below. I just wanted to share this because I was so excited when I saw this. But let's move on to our next topic, which is Drake acting a fool with Bobby, who, if you don't know who this is, she got really famous on TikTok for her really dry and awkward humor. And so this interview is definitely a skit, but it's still hilarious 100%.
Owning that my name is embarrassing. You're not owning that.
I
yours
don't think
is
it's
though.
about your name. I just think it's about the fact that there were options, you know?
Singing.
Oh,
Your career. You've been doing
Question.
this.
sorry, what?
How long have you been doing this?
What?
Your career. Singing.
Oh,
Do you consider yourself a rapper or a singer?
I consider myself a musician.
Is that because you're bad at rapping?
Do you think I'm bad at rapping?
I've never
What's your
heard
favorite? What?
Hmm.
You've never heard
Drake right now,
You'll
I
be on the
can't.
radio. Your music.
what?
You've
What?
never heard
Okay,
Drake.
so do like
You're
you've
so
never
full of
heard.
shit.
You're gonna say you've never
Any of
heard
your
a Drake
music?
song
No,
ever.
not that I can
never
think of.
heard a
She's
Drake
so
song.
dry.
Can you sing
I
one?
love it
No,
so
but,
much.
like I'm just asking you, like, are you gonna be one of like those people? Like, I've never heard you before.
Not that I would recognize. Like, oh,
What?
that's Drake.
Okay, like you've never heard like
The fact
Kiki, Do
that
You Love Me.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So then you
I wouldn't
heard,
recognize that was you though.
face,
Why do you think that was such a good sound? Like Kiki, who's
like the fact that he's just so bewildered that someone could say that they've never heard of him is just so funny to me. And the way he's just like, how have you heard Kiki, Do You Love Me? And you have no idea that like I was the one who did this, right? And like this is kind of like a personality that Bobby has, or like a character that she's built. And so like she absolutely has, right? But it's just so hilarious that she has this character that's like, I've never heard of you. And then Drake's reaction is just like, oh my God, I would die.
It doesn't
as
matter.
a
The point is, like, you would not know who sang that song. You would just be like,
yeah, absolutely.
you would be like,
100%.
that could be
I
like,
have no
oh,
idea,
that could be like, if someone was like, oh, have you ever heard Kiki, Do You Love Me by like Tyga?
Yeah,
would be like, you would fully be convinced.
absolutely.
There's no.
I
Okay.
can't right
There's
now.
absolutely.
What's your favorite Tyga song?
He's so defeated.
Is he married to Kylie Jenner? Well, the guy that dated him? He dated
mean,
Kylie
like,
Jenner?
Yeah, maybe like before like the iPhone or something. Like that's such ancient
Does
gossip.
he sing?
Huh?
He raps?
Which
he sings?
Kylie
Yeah,
at that
what's
point
your
would have been
favorite Tyga
under
song?
18
I don't know
before the
who that
iPhone
is.
4, but we'll just ignore
You want me to play
that,
some
right?
Tyga right now?
No?
I'm about to.
Okay.
We're gonna sit through this.
The whole song?
No, just like a little snippet.
I cannot believe he does this. This is so awkward. He's about to force her to listen to this song, and the one he chooses. I cannot. I don't know if we're going to pay for this, so we're just going to mute it. But so he's bopping, right? And he starts rapping the lyrics, and she's just so uncomfortable. I love every second of how uncomfortable she is with this song.
Are you friends with him?
Yeah, we're cool.
Did he send you that to play? Did he send that to you?
No, it's out. It's a released song.
I've never heard it before.
Rack City, bitch, for sure. That's like.
Who's your profile picture on Instagram? Is that your dad?
What?
Person.
Okay, so there's one other part of this interview that lost me. So in the skit, she says that she missed her daughter's birthday to go to this interview, right? So I'm just going to let her explain. And the way Drake clowns on Bobby, it gets hostile. And Drake gets so petty about this. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Are you kicking me out?
I'm just saying, like, you know.
I flew all the way here.
You did. I really do appreciate
on my
that.
daughter's first birthday.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
You missed your daughter's first birthday.
To be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Yeah.
Horrible parenting.
Where's your son?
Somewhere safe, and it's not his birthday.
When's his birthday?
I could not believe he said horrible parenting and like a regret you'll never be able to take away. And then she comes back with, where is your son? Which, if you guys don't know the Odonis craziness, right? So there's like this theory that Drake hid his son from the media and never told anyone that he had a son ever, right? And then it got leaked in another rapper's song that like Drake was a deadbeat father. I don't have an opinion on whether that's true or not. I have no idea. But it was this whole beef that happened that he was hiding his son this whole time, right? And then for her to just blatantly say, where's your son? Knowing the backstory of that, it sends me. It's so wild that even happened. Like, the balls of her to say that to Drake's face while she's laying in a bed next to him. And the way that like Drake responds is when I think it starts to get hostile.
What does it matter? It ain't today, honey.
Don't call me honey.
He called her honey.
I came here on my daughter's birthday because I thought I could get some good answers out of you.
What's your daughter's name?
He looks so bothered.
Concrete?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Great name.
So bothered.
My oldest is.
Okay, hold on. I want to go back.
I can't.
Honey, not his birthday.
To be here.
Dark. Regret that you'll never be able to undo.
Whole
Horrible
confrontation.
parenting.
Ooh!
Where's your son?
Somewhere
His
safe. And it's
face!
not his birthday.
When's his birthday?
What does it matter? It ain't today,
Oh,
honey.
honey.
So
I
This
came
is the
here
most
on my daughter's
awkward
birthday
part of
because
this
I thought I
whole
could get some good answers out of you.
what's your
interview for
daughter's
me.
name?
Concrete.
Concrete?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a great name.
My oldest is Richard.
My
He
brother,
turns
my brother's
so
record
hostile.
label is called Concrete Boys.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
I'm going to send your daughter a voice note right now to your phone.
Mm-hmm.
This is
She's
so
one.
Hey,
petty.
Concrete. This is Jake just wishing you a happy birthday. Guess things weren't set in stone.
Your
right?
birthday wasn't
For
set
these
in
plans,
stone.
because
Oh!
Send her some money.
mom missed it to come interview me, but later on in life you'll hear this.
So
And you'll know that.
hostile.
Hopefully this goes somewhere for her,
Can you send her some money?
and I'm
Concrete.
gonna send you
How much?
$100 because that's what your mom said meant the most
Oh
to her.
my
'Cause I asked
god.
her, I said she could have anything for you, and she said that
Please give her more
$100
than
was the
that.
pinnacle of
You better save the
So
money.
happy
petty.
birthday, Con.
Don't call her Con. Don't
Okay,
call
I
her
sent
that.
that to you. You can keep that.
So petty, and like her face. This to me was the best part of the entire India reel. It was so like the whole thing was just petty between both of them, like throwing blows back and forth. I cannot believe she asked Drake, "Where is your son?" I cannot believe he called her a bad parent and said, like, in a voicemail that he sent to her, like, I asked what the most important thing was, and your mom said money, so I'm sending you $100, Con. I was reeling when I saw this the other day. It's so wild to me. Okay, our next one is the drama with Andrew Schulz and Steiny from the Nelk Boys. So this one got leaked over just the craziest thing. It was someone else was on the iced coffee hour with Graham Stephan, and Graham or him or one of the other people on the podcast have asked, was there ever a podcast episode that wasn't aired? And he said, yeah, one with Andrew Schulz. And this was, I think, like 8 months ago. And because of that, fans demanded for this interview to be released. And we got it. And we got to see what went down with Andrew. And Steiny was trying to say that it was just a bad interview and that's why he didn't want it released. And Andrew was an asshole or whatever. So then Andrew goes, release it. Release the episode. And it was released. And now we get to talk about it. So here is how it went bad.
The most right now?
Nothing.
Nothing bothers you?
You looking at your phone while we're doing this interview, and everybody's seeming disinterested.
Were you looking at notes or texting girls?
Notes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Me taking time out of my day to do this and then feeling
Dude,
like
I've
I'm
never
forcing you guys to do the podcast.
He's next to Andrew Schulz, interviewing him, and he looks at his phone and has the gall to say he was checking notes on his phone. We'll see how that plays out soon.
I've never been more excited to do a podcast.
Say again?
I've never been more excited. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
No,
don't apologize. You asked me what annoyed me, and I gave you an honest answer.
Wait, are you being serious about that?
Yeah, that annoyed me.
Really?
Yes.
Who
So
wouldn't
that's
that annoy?
If I'm looking at my notes, I have some things personally that I wrote that I wanted to ask you. Not on there.
He's so full of shit. So full of shit.
Okay.
So I can't look at that and then ask you that?
I mean, you can, I guess.
What if someone in the audience is on their phone when you're doing that?
Then they're going to get the same treatment you got.
Would you call them out?
Yes.
Have you done that before?
Yes.
And how's that reaction?
Good.
They get as offensive.
I don't think you're offensive. I think you're offended.
Offended, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, my fault.
There's no fault. It's fine. You asked me how I felt. I gave you an honest reaction.
All right, my bad.
Fuck. Have you met Izzy?
No.
Can you imagine being scolded on your own podcast? But like, to be fair, that was a douche thing to do. Like, that was super douchey. You're really gonna check your phone and you have like a very decorated comedian in front of you. So disrespectful.
Oh, but
Not really,
what do you think
no.
of his vibe?
Bro, he's the best.
His vibe's
I saw
dope.
him make a comment at a press conference where he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do a TikTok dance once I beat you."
Yeah.
And that really just like maybe
Threw
not
you
a
the
fan
way.
anymore.
Why?
this-
You do
is-
TikToks like 3 times
I know, but I'm not
like a day.
I'm not a fucking UFC warrior, bro. Like I'm not in the ring fighting against somebody.
Is
you
this?
do TikToks with
yeah,
Gabe.
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Why are you on TikTok?
I'm trying to understand. Like, is this your character? Are you like the hater or something? Like, what's?
Who am I hating on?
I'm just like I'm trying to understand. Like,
You're hating on Izzy for doing TikTok dances when you do TikTok dances.
No,
with
like
Gabe.
I love Justin Poirier.
Can
But
I
I'm
show,
trying to
can I show
understand.
Schulz your last TikTok
yeah, yeah.
No.
yeah.
before you delete
Can
it?
you
Show him that.
explain what the dynamic is here?
My God.
Like, you
Ready?
guys are like friends with these people. You're the newest, so you could take the shots. Like, I'm trying to understand what it is. Like, you're gonna have to see him.
Bro, that's fine.
That's funny.
He's got a sense of humor. He's a comedian.
That's funny.
I know, but
Show him the rest of the page.
But that's like TikTok.
But he's making fun of TikToks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, he's got a real comedian here.
Yeah.
Real comedian, no? Dap
Yeah.
up or no?
Yeah, yeah.
We're not
yeah,
there
yeah,
yet?
Yeah, yeah. We're there. We're there.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing.
No, but
Are
he-
you guys friends with each other?
Yeah.
Like,
Why, you don't
genuinely?
get that vibe?
Yeah.
No,
Why not?
because the chemistry is weird.
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
Andrew is so bothered. It's like that text message that Steiny looked at. It really bothered him. Like, it just set him off to just be a monster in a good way, right? Like, I think this is completely justified, the behavior. Personally, that is so rude.
It's just I don't get it.
What's confusing?
It's just
though?
an
So I can help
awkward
break it down for you.
podcast. It's like a weird thing.
This-
Like,
So I
do you
can
guys like? Do you
break
have
it down for you. It's so condescending.
stories where you like bust balls? Like, they're
Yeah, well, we usually have a different guy who sits in.
Yeah.
We wanted to have Steve on this one, so he
yeah,
sat
but
in.
Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Brad too.
Yeah?
He's great. And what Brad usually drives it or something like that.
What do you mean?
It's like, is he usually driving the interview?
Why? You don't think we're doing a good job of that?
No, not really. I mean, it's not my favorite.
Is this a joke? I don't understand.
Oh my god, this is so cringe. They've been doing podcasts for, I feel like, a few years now, right? And so, like, it's not like they're brand new like me, like I suck, right? I'm terrible at this. This is episode number 2. I'm hoping to get better as we go on. But like, they've been doing this for years. And like, to be so unprepared for your guest, I just, especially when you're getting a guest of this caliber, it's disappointing and it's like full disrespect to the guest that you have on your podcast.
Right? Like, I don't know. Like, are you guys having a good time?
I was until that guy.
Is this what it's normally like?
No, I mean, I was having a good time.
Okay.
I feel bad. I feel like you came at me a little bit there.
Why do you feel bad?
I just feel like you targeted me. Did you or no? Someone tell you to do that?
No. I
Why'd you
thought
come
you were
at me
just being a
for?
little annoying.
How?
I think you're annoying.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah.
And what makes you think that?
I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna be like a therapy session.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
Are you? I don't know if you're playing a character or you're having like an insecure moment. If you're having a vulnerable, insecure moment, then I want to like
No,
talk
I mean,
about
I'm
it.
kind of playing something, but what?
Oh, if you're playing
what did I
something-
say that triggered you to say
is
that?
it
What did
shy?
I say that triggered you?
Do you find it
Playing
hard to be yourself?
something.
That's what I do, bro.
Do you think
But I get shit on a lot.
Do you think?
Doing that.
it's hard to be around people who are being themselves
Oh,
and
wait,
not
what
be
did,
yourself?
what did I do that pissed you off?
I wouldn't say I was pissed off. Why would you say
Or what did I do that annoyed you?
you were the one that came back and said that you felt hurt?
I do feel hurt because I feel like you got pissed off at me.
Well, that's what happens when you have real reactions when you're being phony.
When
When
was I
you're phony
phony?
with somebody
When
and
was
then
I
you get a
phony
real
with you?
reaction, you can't be
Most
upset.
of
When was I phony with
But you're
podcasts.
doing exactly what you should do. You should try to get your moments. This is a good moment for you.
Bro, you're crazy. You think I'm doing this for clicks?
Even the way your voice sounds when you say it
Oh
isn't real.
My God.
Are you
Do you
serious
think
right
you're
now?
being real?
I'm
Just try
asking
to be
I
you.
mean, I'm supposed to be connected with you as fucking Mish Bukha right now, but like you're coming at me, so I'm curious.
So he thinks he's Jewish, right?
He thinks I'm Jewish.
You are, aren't you?
No.
Oh,
No, you're not.
How can you be so uneducated about your guest? This is what I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh, there's just no preparation,
fuck. Go take a lap, bro.
no research.
You would do this to your Jewish brother, huh?
No, never.
Wow.
We roll like that.
Wow. Just say how you honestly feel. Don't.
I feel good, bro. I think you're pretty
You don't
funny.
feel good. You don't feel good. You feel insecure right now because you think I don't like you.
I do
Why do
feel
you
that
think? Why do you think I don't like you?
Because you turned on me like probably like an hour 20 into the pod.
And was there anything that maybe you did to change my energy towards
Yes.
you? Or how about this? Do you think that I gave you a fair shot in the beginning?
You did, but I sent a text during the pod, and I think that's when it turned.
Right.
I thought he was looking at his notes because he had real deep personal questions that he wanted to ask Andrew. No. So we're just lying. Cool.
When it turned?
Maybe, I don't know. Your line of questioning
Yes.
after that wasn't great. But I do sense that you're playing a bit of a character, and I don't have as much of a tolerance for characters as I do for authenticity.
You don't think I'm being authentic?
I think in certain moments you were, and that kind of like irritates me.
In what? Can you give us an
Especially
example?
if it's antagonistic. If you're playing a character because you're insecure and you're just trying to do your best to like exist in this moment, which is a high stakes moment, that's okay.
But can you give me an example of when you felt that I was playing a character?
I think you need attention. I think you're doing anything you can to get attention. And right now you're making this podcast about you, which is the most boring part of the conversation. We have much more interesting people to discuss whose lives are more
Plan or no?
fascinating.
No.
Oh fuck! I don't...
Like, I'm spinning in my chair right now because that is so rough. Like, he just went in on him. And it's all because of he started the disrespect with reading the text in the middle of an interview and responding to it.
I don't ever want to do a podcast again, straight up.
Even that doesn't sound real.
You might have just retired him.
No, straight up.
I
Why
think
the fuck
you
would I
should.
ever do this shit?
I honestly can't tell if you're playing a character or not. And I think that that's a real problem.
Oh
I think it's a real
How do
like,
I know that you're not
socializing
playing a character
problem.
right now?
You don't. You just have to
So
decide if you do. The
uncomfortable.
fact that you're upset makes me feel like you don't think I am.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for hurting my self-esteem and probably keeping me inside tonight. Hope you have a great night.
Even that's not real.
Oh,
So real.
You're going out tonight.
You think I'm not going out?
Yeah, you're in a party. It's okay, man. You're new to this, right?
How long you been doing this?
Entertainment. A while. I think you're a smart
Don't
dude.
get Schulz going, bro.
No, I want to get him
I
going.
do
You're gonna
think,
get-
I
you're
do
gonna
think
get
you're a
dusted.
smart guy.
Okay.
I do think you're a smart dude.
Sure.
I genuinely mean that.
Okay.
I think that you.
But what makes you
wanna-
think that I'm trying to do this for myself?
he's about to go in again.
I don't give a fuck.
I
We
mean,
can
we're,
take this
we're all
out.
doing this for some sort of self-benefit. That's why we're talking
Sure,
on a
but I do
microphone,
this 'cause I
recording
actually
it,
enjoy
and then
it.
putting it on YouTube.
I do this because I enjoy it, though.
I didn't say that two things can be true, right?
Yeah.
You do this because you enjoy it. You also do this because you make money. You also do it because you get clout. You also do it because you get to express your opinions.
Sure.
Multiple things can be true.
Okay.
Right? So one thing doesn't override the other.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that if you were being your truest, purest, most authentic self, I think you would have behaved differently in the podcast. You would have got different behavior from me. I'm not out here to bully someone who feels like insecure. Like, I think that's the worst thing ever. I think that if somebody feels insecure and they're pretending to be something they're not,
Asshole first, you know, most of the time.
that's what it is. But I think you need to find yourself a little, man.
I'm just trying to figure out where this took this turn.
We're still talking about you.
Where did this take this turn? We don't even have to have the mics on, bro.
Well, how about this? I mean, everyone's fucking screaming. We gotta go.
I think we
here,
got to
guys.
wrap
All right,
up. I
guys.
think we got to wrap
But
up.
why don't we continue the rehab session?
Listen,
on the
Steiny,
live?
there's nothing. Stop it.
Oh
Stop it.
my
Stop it.
God.
About me, I got
Do
therapy
you
from
wanna come?
fucking
Do you
10
wanna
a.m. to
come?
6 p.m. I got therapy.
Right. Right. So like this whole time, right? This is like an 8-minute clip of this podcast, and Schulz is just so pissed that like he would even do that. I don't understand how you can have a guest like that on your podcast. You not prepare any questions that are worthwhile to the guest to answer, and you also like check your phone and check a text while they're sitting there in front of you and Andrew's talking. It's just, I'm not a fan of the Nelk boys. I never have been. I don't like their content. I'm not a big fan of their type of comedy. But this just, it really just kind of shows how awful like you have to be to check your phone while you're like literally in an interview with someone. Oh my gosh. Let's hope he comes back from this stronger and he takes this as a lesson on how to prepare interviews better for his guests. And hopefully this will be a good moment, a good learning experience. Ethan from the HB podcast had a similar, not as wild of a experience with Bill Burr, but he also was unprepared. He was super nervous and he tanked his interview. Bill did come back and they had a better episode later on. But that, even Ethan says till this day, and it's been years now, is like one of the worst episodes he's ever done. And he's so embarrassed by how that interview went. It's interesting. Very interesting. All right. Our last thing before we wrap up is just the H. Oh no, it's Ethan. Nope. Wow. Clearly, I have H3 podcast on the brain. But let's be real. It's Elon Musk's and Twitter shenanigans, right? So Elon decided to change the bird to an X, right? So Twitter is no longer Twitter, it's X. And we have questions, right? We have lots of questions. One is tweeting still going to be called a tweet? Like, what is that? Is it going to be called Xing? This is what the platform has been working on instead of fixing its bugs and its issues? Like, have you guys been working on a logo instead, or like a rebrand decision instead of actually correcting the platform problems? And what will videos be posted now called? Are they going to be like X videos? These are all comments that like have just been throughout Twitter about this. So many people. Let me see if I can find some of the tweets that were just hilarious. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Oop, I do not want to. It looks like all of the good tweets aren't here anymore. Let's see. You're gonna need help from a real designer. This is a wonderful idea. Don't try to pretend you can design. So then people just started like putting in a bunch of ideas of the X that they think it should be. Right? So many designs. And I guess there's like some drama with the X design because there is a brand that already uses this as a logo with this font. And so people are saying that they essentially stole an idea from someone and they took the typography that already existed and everything. So it'll be interesting to see, oh my gosh, this is hilarious, what ends up happening with this. Let's see. Oh my gosh, some of these are so good. Yep, the bacon. That's the one. That is absolutely the one. Oh my gosh. People are underwhelmed. Can you now just sign your name with an X? Here's more. Yeah, here's one. Have you decided yet what to now call a tweet? May I suggest calling it a mark? X marks a retweet would be a remark. And that would be remarkable. Possibly you could get away with renaming the internet the spot because then X marks the spot. Oh, God. Some of these are so bad. Oh my gosh, this picture of Mark is so funny. Yeah. I mean, I will say this is like the fact that this is viral, right? And like everyone's designing all of these X's and all these logos. I mean, it does definitely keep Twitter at the forefront of people's mind with the change. However, not all attention is good attention. So here are some other ideas. Express quickly posting short messages, X-Track. Oh my gosh, there's so much in here. Oh, it looks like a mad smiley face. Oh, so wild. Anyway, this is all I really wanted to cover on the eggs, is like how everyone's just talking about it. Essentially, that was my eggs. And all the memes and designs. Some of these designs that came out of it were actually really cool. I did like a few of them for sure. But people are just having an absolute ball with this remake of the logo. And I can't wait to see what comes out of this, right? Like, are they changing names? Are tweets not going to be tweets anymore? Like, what is the new community going to look like, essentially, you know, with all of these changes? It's going to be really, really interesting. I will say, of all of the logo ideas that we've seen, the one Elon chose might be the absolute worst one. And the fact that it was stolen from someone else's logo concept makes it, you know, even worse. Not all attention is good attention. And I'm going to leave that with that. I have a client meeting at 2, so I have about 11 minutes to get a water, get a bio break, and just chill out before that happens. So thank you so much for hanging out with me on the Gray Air Design podcast. I had so much fun. And if you want to connect with me more, I'm at launchhouseco.com. And then my Instagram is also launchhouseco. I'll have all the info and the links below. And then I'll also provide like timestamps and do the leave all of the videos and things that we kind of looked at, so you can look at there like on your own time, because that Shark Fest on National Geographic is so cool, especially if you just don't have cable and are not interested. Like, I am absolutely not interested in getting cable. So anyway, that's it for today. I will see everybody on Thursday, probably at noon, until I figure out what times everybody else wants. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you all real soon. Bye.